Hi everyone, it's Holly and I'm here with my 2014 look back, just like a look on my reading goals and from last year and how they panned out and everything. So according to Goodreads, I've read 200 books and I'm just gonna go with that. Let's say 200. That's a good number, give or take a couple. My Goodreads goal was 100 books, which I was pretty comfortable thinking I could meet, and I was right. But I'm also incredibly happy with 200 books. I think that's great, and overall I would say they were pretty good books. I don't have a breakdown for star ratings or genres or anything. That is something I kind of want to do, is look at if I'm leaning towards a genre and how my ratings pan out, but I just don't really know a way to categorize that. I don't know, I might try and make an Excel spreadsheet or something, I don't know, and for my reads next year to see if there's a trend. But overall I would say it was a good year, like I said. I can only think of a few books that I was pretty disappointed in. I'm pretty sure I didn't DNF anything, although I very rarely do, so that's good too. Then I had a few goals, which I don't know what they were, but I know I beat them all. Or all but one. So one was completed series. I think I wanted to complete 10 series, and I believe I completed 29, which is pretty good. That's crazy. I didn't necessarily start all of those this year, but I did complete them, so I'm pretty happy with that. And then there's big books. I think that one was, I wanted to read 5, and I've read 10. I kind of wish I had read more, but at the same time, I'm not going to buy a book just because it's over 500 pages so that I can read it, but I'm not actively avoiding the big books on my shelf. Next was rereads. I think this one was 5 too, and I actually ended up reading 14, which I think was pretty good. Now granted, 4 of those were the Lux books by Jennifer L. Armentrout, which I read and reread this year, so you know, I'm pretty pleased with that. I wanted to reread Mockingjay this year and I didn't do that, but that's really the only one that I'm thinking I wish I had gotten to. This is probably the one that makes me the happiest. Well, maybe completed series too, but I felt like I was avoiding rereads because I have so many books on my TBR shelf, and I'm glad I still made the time to reread. Next was classics, which this one was 5. I wanted to read 5 classics, and about halfway through the year I decided that just wasn't going to happen, so I switched it to classics and nonfiction, and that still didn't happen. I only read one. I read one nonfiction book. I just read it this week, and that was Dave Barry's History of the Millennium So Far. I just wasn't drawn to reading any classics or nonfiction, and I don't know what I'm going to do next year. I know I'm going to still have this challenge to myself, but I don't know if I should force myself to read those things or read the way I've been reading. I don't know. And finally was new to me authors, which I think my goal was 10, and I honestly can't even tell you how many I read because it was so many. It was crazy. So honestly, practically my whole favorite shelf is new to me authors this year. So I'm looking at it, that's why I'm over there. Jennifer L. Armentrout I read this year, Wendy Higgins, yeah, Jennifer L. Armentrout this year, first time, and I own so many books by her. Suzanne Young, Tamara Weber, Colleen Hoover, Rainbow Rowell, Melissa Landers, Rick Yancey, Fiona Paul, Sarah J. Maas, Jessica Spotswood, Gail Forman, Morgan Matson, just Kira Cass, just so many authors, and then a ton of new adult authors, so Abby Kleins and Renee Carlino. It was so many, I couldn't keep track. It was just crazy, which is also good. I'm just so glad I've exposed myself to new authors, whether I liked or disliked their books, although overall I would say I liked them. I'm just glad I pushed myself out of my comfort zone, and I have authors on my TBR shelf that I haven't read before. That is my look back on my 2014 reads. I did do a 2015 Bookish resolutions kind of video, Bookish Goals, I don't know, and where I address these and other things. And I'm not sure when that will be up in relation to this video, but soon, or it's up already, I don't know. So thank you so much for watching. If you want to talk about your reads from this year or your goals for next year, you can let me know down in the comments. Or if you want to suggest any books or anything like that, you can do that too. Thank you so much for watching. Bye!